Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the Rob and Moof experience. I am Moofburger.
And I am Rob.
And we have a very interesting show for you today. Hopefully, you'll learn some things you did not know before. And you will...
that is the goal.
That's the goal.
Of our show today.
Usually, at every episode, but especially today. But first, the news.
So, yeah, I have a couple quick news things. I mean, we don't really have to sit here and talk about it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
One, the Halo multiplayer beta launched by surprise.
Yes.
On the 20th anniversary of Halo. It will be available until launch, and then they're going to remove the beta tag from it. And I think it launches, December 8th?
December 8th.
December 8th, Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite.
It's goddamn fun.
Keep an eye out. I promise you that.
Keep an eye out on the FYE Gaming channel for a review this week. I am working on it.
Keep an eye out on the Moofburger Gaming channel for an impressions video this week. I'm not going to review it till the campaign's out because that's what I give a shit about.
Well, I wouldn't say mine's going to be less a review and more of me talking about it. I don't know, man. I guess it'd be an impressions video.
An impressions video.
Right.
Yeah, Cool.
Second piece of news that I have is Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted, man. How do you feel about that?
I'm ambivalent towards the whole thing. There's not, there should be a court for stupid decisions, like not necessarily misdemeanors, but like,
right.
We should bring back public shaming, and we should say like, okay, yeah, like, he might have killed these people in self-defense, but like he still went fucking way out of his way to go, do some shit that it wasn't his job to do.
Hold on, though.
He should have to stand out on the corner with a giant sign and a chicken outfit that goes, "I'm a fucking retard."
No, okay,
and went to a city that was not mine to defend stuff that was not mine. That nobody. He didn't live there. He was Kenosha,
30. He drove 30 minutes because a friend of him asked him to come and help defend properties that were being burned. Okay, and provide medical aid to people who got hurt.
17-year-old.
Right. Hold on, though. That's not the end of it.
A minor.
Hold on, though. I didn't say that he should have gone. I don't think he should have been there at all.
That's my whole
Hold on. But don't act like the reason he went wasn't a good reason. Because it was. But he shouldn't have been there. And he shouldn't have been put in the situation that he was put in. But at the same time, he was defending himself. And he, as an American, has the right to do so.
As
a human being, has the right to do so, not just an American. And here's why this trial scared me so much, okay? Because you have a kid who shot 3 people and defending himself and is now being tried for murder. If he would have been found guilty, okay, and gone to prison, what does that tell the rest of this country? That it tells them that it's not okay to defend yourself or you're going to go to jail.
Right. I mean, look.
It sends a horrible message. Okay.
I'm not
He's
a lawyer.
He's a dumbass.
I'm not a lawyer.
Okay. But I'm glad that he got acquitted. So it teaches this whole country that it is okay to defend yourself if you're in a situation.
Again, here, I think I'm not a lawyer. Okay,
right. Me neither.
Me neither. And I haven't studied all the evidence, but based on what I've seen and heard, okay, it seems to make more sense to charge him with, like, manslaughter. Something that'll fucking stick if you're actually trying to get him to go to jail.
Right, no, dude, the process...
Like, murder one, bro.
I implore you. I know you didn't watch probably any of the trial. I implore you to try to find a highlight video.
But
because
I heard some of the crazy shit the prosecutor did.
Oh my god, that guy was an idiot, and you could tell that he was just pushing this because he wanted to just, push his agenda and not have justice in the justice system.
Right. Well, I just think if there had been a different prosecutor, he very likely would have seen jail time. Maybe not for murder one, but maybe
Right.
for manslaughter, at least. He probably wouldn't have gone to jail for life.
I still
but,
don't think that he should have
you
been
know.
found guilty of that either, but that's just because.
Have
you watched the videos? The videos of what happened?
No, I don't care to.
I mean,
I don't care to.
Here's the thing:
It's horror
is
porn, and I don't care.
Well, no,
to.
it's not.
don't
It's at this point, it's if you would have, I watched them, okay,
yeah,
and just from the first time watching it, dude, and these people have probably watched it hundreds of times, okay,
yeah, which is fucked up in and of itself,
right?
Let's say that.
I never got the impression that he was not defending himself. I watched this video and was like, dude, if he wouldn't have defended himself, he'd be fucking dead. Like, that's
yeah.
He was being chased by a pedophile who anally raped his stepsons.
Yeah, but he didn't know that at the time.
Of course, he didn't
that's
know
not
that.
pertinent. But
of
that's
course,
not.
it
No,
is.
but
Hold on,
that's,
though.
well, no, but that's
but
not
it
pertinent.
shows
No,
that these people that
no.
attacked him were criminals, dude. They
Okay,
are
but that's
criminals,
fine.
man.
But he didn't know
Burning
that
a
at the time
city.
either.
Of course
He
he
didn't
did.
see
They're
them set
setting
fire.
shit on fire. Yes, dude.
Okay.
They're literally burning.
Whatever.
They were burning the city, dude.
Either way, dude.
I want
Either
you to
way,
look up
like,
first-hand accounts from what happened in
I'll
Kenosha, and it will shock you, dude. Because
I don't care.
You should.
Why?
Because it's America, dude, and it's fucked up. Fucked up shit has happened in this country,
there's more fucked up
dude.
shit than that.
Yeah, man, there's riots going
okay?
on in Australia.
Like but I'm talking about like in America.
They're gathering
It's
people
like
up in Australia and throwing them in concentration camps.
But my point, what I'm trying to say is the like civil unrest in America is engineered.
Right, of course.
So like,
Yeah.
I choose not to pay attention to it because it's fucking fake news, dude. It's fucking fake news. He got caught up in fake news. He showed up to a fake news event and he got shot.
Hold
some
on,
people.
though. So you're
he went
telling
on
me
fake
that
news,
the people who have lost their businesses and lost their loved ones to these
they're
riots...
victims of the fake news. It's a reality show, bro.
Yeah,
and they don't know they're
that's
part of it. It's the
still
fucking Truman
horrible,
Show.
dude.
Well,
It doesn't make it any less horrible. It actually makes it worse.
I choose not to get caught up in it.
Don't get caught up in it, but
like,
know what's happening
issue-
around your country.
Well, yeah, but I don't have to watch the fucking video
No,
to know
dude.
that I don't want to see
But
it.
you should
And then
look
it doesn't.
up,
And then the issue is not whether you have the right to defend yourself or not. The issue is that fucking rich ass cocksuckers are engineering fucking fake, fucking bullshit for people to go riot over. That they're trying to start this bullshit. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not that they fucking
You're
some
right.
17-year-old kid is on trial.
But
That's my
that
point. That's the
17-year-old
point
kid
I'm trying
shouldn't
to
be on trial.
I mean, dude, yeah.
What do you mean, dude?
That's
Like,
why we
we're
have
talking-
trials. That's why
Hold
we
on,
have trials,
stop,
dude.
Stop. We are talking in circles right now, and I'm over it. Okay, so
Yeah.
like basically the fact of the matter is
he
was acquitted.
I was
He's
on
not
the
going
jury.
to jail.
You weren't on the jury.
He's going to SMU, some fucking school.
He got on Fox News and said,
Yeah,
"I
dude.
support Black Lives Matter."
Yeah,
It was
like
great.
whatever, man. I mean, they're
the host.
that's because
looked
they're
so,
saying
like,
that he's a fucking
Okay.
white supremacist because he
On a
shot
lighter
3
note-
white people.
On a lighter note, okay, I wanna move quickly to
Right.
college football. Okay, I am
yes.
a Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan, and you are a Michigan Wolverines fan.
Yes.
So
Facts.
currently, with 1 week left in the season, okay, Notre Dame is ranked number 5, and Michigan is ranked number 6.
Mhm.
Notre Dame's last game is against Stanford. Probably almost smacked them.
Stanford, of course you are.
Michigan plays Ohio State. And according to ESPN's matchup predictor and the Vegas spread, Ohio State's going to win the game. The line is 8
What are the
in Ohio State's favor.
8 points?
8 points in Ohio State's favor. That's the spread. 60.
Bro, that ain't shit,
61%.
dude. That could swing
Now-
easy. That's an
But
easy
now,
swing,
okay,
dude.
now, but I would like to say that
Dude, how is Notre Dame number 5 with a home loss? And who did you guys lose to?
we lost to Cincinnati, who's ranked number 4.
Right. I
Who's
lost
11
to,
and
I
0.
guess because fucking Michigan State
who's ranked
really dropped the ball against Ohio State last weekend.
Really, yeah, they're ranked number 12 now. I mean,
that's generous right there, bro, after what just happened to them.
But I don't look. Let's just assume that Michigan doesn't get blown out by Ohio State. That it's at least a close game.
It's gonna be a close game, dude. I don't.
Okay,
but if they don't beat Ohio State, they're not going to the playoffs.
No, they're not. But neither. But here's the thing. Okay, if you guys beat Ohio State. It's possible, especially if you don't win the Big Ten championship.
Well, if we beat Ohio State, we'll win the Big Ten championship.
It's possible. You don't know. But it's possible Notre Dame makes it to the playoffs. Okay, and Alabama could lose too this week. Georgia probably was not going to lose, but Alabama is playing.
Who's Georgia
Arkansas.
playing?
Fucking somebody.
Some nobody.
Some no-name school probably. Yeah, hold on. I can look at it. It's Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Who's
they're not
3-8. Let's
Alabama
see who
plays Auburn. They're not ranked, but that's always a good game.
But that's always a good game, right? That's always, you never know. And Alabama this year is not great.
And
they're good, but they're not great.
Cincy's not going to lose. That's for sure.
Cincy's number 4, but I just don't know if it's possible they don't make it. Okay, but
here's the thing.
Assuming that it stays where it's at. Assuming that it stays where it's at.
Michigan will probably pass Notre Dame.
Sure, but assuming it stays where it's at, assuming that it goes as predicted, and it's a one-score game between Ohio State and Michigan, and Ohio State wins, there is a very real chance that Notre Dame plays Michigan in a bowl game. How would you feel about that?
Well, I mean,
considering we don't play each other again on a schedule until 2033 or some shit like that.
Some bullshit.
Some bullshit for like a great rivalry.
Okay.
What do you think about
Hold on.
potential Notre Dame Michigan bowl game?
So I'm wondering. So we got the Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl. Those are going to be the playoff semifinals. Those bowls, and then you have the national championship.
Right.
So then that leaves the Peach Bowl, and the Fiesta Bowl that they could play each other in. Because the Rose Bowl is Big Ten and Pac-12, and honestly.
Right.
Regardless of whether Michigan loses or wins against Ohio State, we're going to the fucking Rose Bowl. I'm pretty sure. Because if Ohio State's in the playoffs, they can't go to the Rose Bowl. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Don't quote me. I could be wrong.
Wouldn't it be the runner-up in the Big Ten?
Which would be Michigan.
No, it'd be whoever won the Big Ten West. Minnesota or whatever.
No, it just says Big Ten and
We're
Pac-12.
playing the Big Ten championship.
See
right?
now.
I don't know how the Big Ten works.
Right. Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay.
But I do just want to while you're looking that up, I do just want to explore the idea of this year's Notre Dame team versus this year's Michigan team, because assuming everybody's
Michigan
healthy,
would win.
You said what?
Michigan would win.
Michigan.
It would be a close game. I think they would. Objectively speaking,
no,
I think
because
they would.
Here's the thing: is Michigan is like they run the ball as much as they pass the ball on average. Okay, and Notre Dame their rushing defense has been insane this year. The amount they've been sacking the shit out of people. Okay, like the pass rush is nuts. The linebackers have been picking people off left and right. Like they have an elite defensive line, and it is fucking 8 people deep. Okay, and I think that Notre Dame offensively this year has not necessarily given me a ton of reasons to trust them, except for like the last 2 or 3 games where they've kind of gotten it together. Tyler Buckner's still dropping the ball every other time he gets it, but he's a freshman. But like if we keep Jack Conan and if something happens to him, throw in Drew Pine and mix in Buckner, I honestly I think our offense could potentially if it's firing on all cylinders, especially with fucking Williams, like he's the fucking truth, man. That guy just he learned patience and now he just runs forever. And
so
Michigan's
it is
defense,
East-West now since they split up. It used to be
right.
This is how it used to be, which I think is far better. Okay, so you have whoever's the top dog, the best record is the Big Ten champion. All right, if you have a tie record, both teams are 9-1.
Yeah,
they play, and whoever wins. Okay,
right.
Now in a lot of cases, it was Ohio State on top, Michigan number 2, always, man. And the Big Ten championship would also be the last game of the season.
Michigan shit. You told me they were number 2.
No, I didn't.
So it was for a long time. It was Ohio State.
They haven't. How long has it been since they beat Ohio State, dumbass? A long fucking time, right? So okay, Big Ten championship game scenarios: Ohio State win and in, Michigan win and in, Wisconsin win and in. Iowa needs Wisconsin to lose. Minnesota needs to win their game. Wisconsin needs to lose. Iowa needs to lose. And Purdue needs to win for Minnesota.
Okay, but so for the going to the Rose Bowl, though, if Ohio State's playoff eligible, let's say they play like Iowa or Wisconsin, does then Wisconsin go to the Rose Bowl, or would it be Michigan if Michigan has a better record than Wisconsin?
That's a good question. Honestly, that's a good question, dude.
That's the original question, right? Wasn't that the original?
I don't know.
Sent us on this.
I think that honestly, I would rather see them play Notre Dame in like the Fiesta Bowl, which I think would be. I don't care
what bowl we play in.
I would
want to play you
right.
guys.
That's what I'm saying. It would have to be either the Fiesta Bowl or the Peach Bowl. Okay.
Perfect.
Honestly, if it stays how it is, it's probably the Peach Bowl. I feel like the Peach Bowl is. Both of them say at large. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
So
I just think I love the Notre Dame Michigan game and playing in a bowl game when we're not going to see each other for a while and haven't seen each other for a minute.
Right.
Like, there would be so much like built up tension.
Dude, they have the stupidest bowl names for some of these bowls, dude.
Oh
the guaranteed rate bowl.
Well, yeah, no, that's the White Sox. Have you seen some of the stadium names, bro? Nowadays, like they're fucked. They're fucked.
The guaranteed rate bowl.
Yeah,
that is silly.
Field. Go White Sox.
What?
You didn't know the White Sox?
It's not. No.
Field is called. Yes, it is.
Right, but this is the guaranteed rate bowl game, and it's played in Chase Field, Arizona.
Perfect.
It's fucking retarded. And it's the Big Ten versus the Big 12. It's probably going to be like Minnesota or something in that one.
Well, I can't wait. 2023, they're going to expand the playoffs to 8 teams. Like it should be.
Yeah, if they're going to do a playoffs, at least do them right.
Well, the thing is, like, you look at the rankings right now.
And they haven't really changed all that much.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's that, like, you look at the top 8 teams, and the worst one is 9-2. That's Ole Miss. Everybody else is 10-1, 10-1, 10-1, 11-0, and 11-0. Like, all these teams deserve to be in the playoffs.
Right.
Clearly, right? Like, it's not where you have these seasons where a couple teams go 12-0 and everybody else is like you're 8-2, 8-4 and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
right.
I mean, almost everybody. There's a couple 8-3s in the top 10, in the top 25. There's one 7-4, which is Arkansas, but they just dropped 4 spots, so they were
they just lost
or whatever. But
they just lost.
They just lost. They're lucky to be in the top 25. But that's my point being, if you're 7-4. At this point, like, you're lucky. And in the coaches poll, nobody's 7-4. They're all 8-3, the lowest ranked teams. And so,
well, those don't matter. Those polls don't matter at all. Like,
I think you're getting a lot more of like teams that are 1-loss teams or 2-loss teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's conceivable that most of the teams in the top 8 will be 1-loss teams, and with a couple at 2. And so, how do you determine who the fuck goes to the playoffs? Especially if, let's say, there's no undefeated teams. right? Coming
Right.
into the like. Well, yeah, you're gonna have conference champions and stuff, and might help you out a bit. If
See,
you
I
know.
think that's what it should be, is all of
Yeah,
the
but what
conference champions.
What about Notre Dame? What about
Join a
Navy?
fucking conference, pussies.
No, fuck a conference, dude. Fuck a conference. That's the thing. Because no, it's not about being pussies, dude.
Hold
Notre
on.
Dame
So you're gonna stop being the top in the conference for 4 teams that are independent out of hundreds of fucking teams?
Well, okay, no, but here's the difference. Okay, and I understand that it sounds like conceited and snobby. Okay?
It is conceited and snobby.
But
it doesn't just sound that way. It is.
No,
dude.
but just hear me out. Okay, is that like at this point in Notre Dame's football history of over 100 years, okay, of Lou Holtz and Newt Rockne and Ara Parsegian and Dan Devine, okay, and people who changed the game of football, okay, and we have rivalries that are ancient, okay. In 6 or 7 years, we're gonna play our 100th game against USC, okay. In 3 or 4 years, we're gonna play our 100th game against Navy, like that. You know, we get to make our own schedule effectively, and we've half joined the ACC. We conceded and said, look, we'll, you know.
No, you haven't, dude. Your basketball team.
Oh, fuck
and
fuck, I'm talking about
all
football.
the
I
other.
don't give a shit
No,
about the
hold
rest
on.
of it.
Exactly. All the other sporting things are ACC.
Yeah, but
or I think
Notre
hockey
Dame
is in Big
doesn't
12.
care about any of their other sports. They like Notre Dame hockey wins a national championship and it barely gets covered in the paper. Okay, nobody gives. It's Notre Dame football, bro. That's all we care about. That's all it's about. Nobody gives a shit about any of the other sports teams. They pretend they do. Nobody does. Nobody does. I swear to you, nobody does. Nobody off campus gives a fuck, except like some weird townies. Okay, well, like football, that's what people care about. And like, if we joined a conference, like, unless you expand the season to like 16 games and give us 4 games of our choice, like, we won't be able to play fucking Michigan anymore. We won't be able to play USC or fucking Navy or any of these games that you know, we rotate Boston College and we rotate BYU. You know, we were able to play Georgia a couple years ago. You know, like Clemson, we had them. Like, it's a whole, you know, we can pick
hold
and
on.
choose.
You said that Notre Dame has played USC less than 100 times?
It's like 92.
Bro,
I think 92 or
Michigan
93.
and Ohio State it's going to be their 117th meeting. Get the fuck out of
That's
here.
awesome.
This
Right,
fucking
but so
great,
imagine,
bro.
So imagine then.
Uh-oh, they're catching
them
up.
coming
It
to you
says
and
Michigan
saying-
leads 58, 51, and 6.
Right,
They're
okay,
catching
but
up, bro.
Imagine
Finally.
that you had played all those games and you weren't in a conference with them, and then all of a sudden somebody's telling you, man, you know, don't be a pussy, join a conference, and you're playing against Ohio State unless you join the conference they're in which case you're gonna lose playing against Michigan State or whoever, right? Like, it's a shitty choice.
Dude, join the Big Ten. Fuck it, we get rid of fucking Minnesota,
Fuck
dude.
the Big Ten.
No, we get rid of Minnesota. Nebraska, we
Yeah,
get rid of
they're-
them, dude. Like, fuck those
I'm
people,
just
dude.
saying. I don't see anything wrong with the independent status. I don't see anything wrong with just taking the top 8 teams. You know.
Hold on.
You know. Usually they take the conference champions, but what happens like the Pac-12, dude? The Pac-12 sucks this year.
Bro.
You really gonna take the Pac-12 champion?
Dude.
Oregon? You're really gonna take
For one,
Oregon?
You guys lost the last time we played. Okay. 2, all-time series, we've met 44 times total. Michigan leads 25-17 to 1.
Yeah, I know.
Bro,
Because
you
of
guys
those
gotta catch
Tyrone
up, man.
Willingham and Charlie Weiss years.
Right. Right. I mean, y'all are stretching it with Brian Kelly, too. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm no lover of Jim Harbaugh. Okay. He gotta go. If he doesn't beat Ohio State this year, he's gotta go. You know?
Shit,
like,
Brian Kelly doesn't win a national championship in the next, 2 years. He's gotta go.
He's had to go, bro. Not gonna lie to you,
I mean,
dude.
yeah, he's had to go. But the problem is he's getting better every year in terms of his attitude and I like him more
that
every year.
dude
But
always looks like he's just in a horrible mood. Yeah, like he just always looks like just a shitty.
Yeah, he's just got
a
but he's
shitty
got
look on
resting
his
bitch
face.
face. So what?
Right.
Charlie Weiss had resting Jabba
Dude,
the Hutt face.
This is what Michigan needs to do, and this is what you
Jim
suggested.
Harbaugh has
day.
don't talk to fucking reporters face.
He also picks his nose and eats his boogers. He's got to go, and they need to bring, like you said the other day, fucking bring Tom Brady in, dude.
Yeah.
To head coach, bro.
Yep. Tom Brady, dude. Yep. That'd be awesome. All right, let's move on to the main topic today.
Fuck college football, bro.
Fuck college football. Yeah. So the main topic tonight is what we consider to be some of the more overlooked games, hidden gems, if you will. In our experience, these are by no means all the hidden gems or the most hidden or the most gemmy, but they're just some of our favorites. Games that, like, when we ask people, have you played this game? They're like, no. I'm like, have you even heard of it? And they're like, no. Like,
and then you want to hit them with a brick.
No, and then you just want to hit them with the game and say, go drop everything and go play this game.
Right.
Like, you know, that kind of thing. It's like cult movies and stuff. So, I would like to start it off with one of the craziest experiences I've ever had in a video game, and I was not prepared for it when I got it. It is called Eternal Sonata. It was published by Bandai Namco Games. And
gross.
And it for some reason
the same people made
when
Pac-Man.
I bought it, so it's like it looks super anime on the front, okay? It's got like some anime little girl and like this dude.
Some weeb shit.
It's very cartoony.
Some weeb shit. I'm gonna flash a big thing that says
and
weeb
on the back
shit.
of it, but on the back of it, like for some reason, like half of the box was in French. I don't know if I got like the Canadian version or something. Okay, I bought it used.
That's hilarious.
At GameStop. But I was not prepared. Okay. And I put it in my system, and the entire game is basically a hallucination, a dream that the pianist and composer Friedrich Chopin is having on his deathbed.
Pause. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Well, this is like the opening scene of the game.
Right. I just wanted to get that out of the way before you continue.
Just,
okay.
You know.
Sorry.
By now, if you haven't realized that this entire like podcast is a giant spoiler alert.
Right. Just assume that the spoiler alert is always in effect. Same thing with the Rittenhouse shit.
And that
spoiler
anything
alert
we put on this is
fucking
clearly under fair use.
Right.
So you can fuck off with your claims because we're discussing it and
Warner
using it for
Bros.
Purposes.
Episode 4.
Episode
The
4.
Matrix. Fuck off, Warner Bros.
Fuck off, Warner Brothers.
Go make another shitty Space Jam, you idiots.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so this game is a hallucination that Frédéric Chopin is having on his deathbed. And it's in 8 parts. And like in between every part, it like cuts to him on his deathbed, and then it will show you like it'll play one of his songs and it'll show you like a cutscene. It's not really a cutscene, it's like a series of like real life images of like telling the story of like where he was and what he was doing in his life and all this shit, and following you through, because he's led a very interesting life. Very, very, very interesting. And somebody in Japan really liked this guy and wanted to share his story with the world, you know, because people are familiar with his music, but they're not necessarily familiar with the man and the things that he went through. And
I'm not.
It's rated T for teen, and it like the kids in the game, it's really weird because Chopin's like, he's like in his 30s in the game, like he's like a grown man, and like he's like traveling around this world with like children, like 10-year-olds, damn near. Like they're like kids. I was like astounded at how young these kids looked, and it's just a little creepy. But it's Japan, so
they're all creepy.
It wasn't ill-intentioned.
No offense to the Japanese people. You guys are weird.
There is a point in the game about like halfway through where the combat gets like ridiculously hard. For some reason, I was surprised by that. But it's just all in all a very good game. It's unlike any other game I've ever played in my life. Like, and I want more games like that.
Right.
Because that mix history with fantasy and RPG. It's not even like alt history. It's just like, but it is like alt history. You know, I'm not talking to you, Call of Duty Vanguard. You can go fuck yourselves with your alt history.
Right. Goddamn fools.
More of Eternal Sonata.
Fucking goddamn it. Fuck Call of Duty. Why'd you have to bring that shit up? Why are you spoiling our good time?
Would you like me to move on to another hidden gem, or would you like to?
When talking about hidden gems, you know, there's just always one game that's actually not like an old game that always comes to mind. And that is the great Titanfall 2.
Ah, okay. Yes.
And the fact that this game was so overlooked hurts me physically.
Right.
Okay, it physically makes me sick.
Why do you think it was overlooked?
Because it's not what I think, it's what I know. Okay. EA botched the marketing. They botched the marketing and they botched the launch. And they sandwiched the launch between Battlefield 1 and the game that must not be named. Lest it ruin our time. They only get one. They get one per podcast, and they've already used it.
Right.
All right. So that's literally like within a month you had Battlefield, Titanfall 2, and then the game that must not be named.
If you're unfamiliar with Titanfall 2, a Titan is like a giant robot, and when you're playing the game,
I'll flash it on the screen for these fuckers.
It's a tactical shooter, and then when you get enough kills,
in fact, I'm just gonna
just played long
overlay
enough,
some gameplay for
you
these.
Push down, you target the ground, and then a freaking orbital platform will fucking launch your giant robot down, and you can watch it just bust through the atmosphere and land at your feet, and then you jump in and just start murdering people in it, and it's glorious. Like, what are tactical shooters missing? Giant robots, obviously,
right?
Wall running and giant robots, and I mean, it never gets old, ever.
I still,
and if it gets,
to this day, come in my pants every time I call a Titan in.
It's just so cool. It's just
awesome,
always
dude.
so. The sound effects, it's fucking epic.
Satisfying.
Dude,
it hits that dopamine. It releases the dopamine so hard.
You and I constantly try to like top the leaderboards in the lobbies we play in, but still, how many times do you get killed when you're just standing there looking up, watching your Titan fall in from the sky?
Not so much anymore because.
Oh, dude, I still watch it constantly. It's so glorious. I can't stop myself.
I'm very good at that game, dude.
Yeah, me too.
I don't die very often, to be honest with you.
So many different play styles.
Right.
You know, the way I play it and the way you play it are completely different.
And
I love that it's such a good game.
Dude,
speaking of recent games that have been overlooked, I want to shout out Hellblade.
They're coming out with a new one.
I know they are, and I will play it once.
I'm not going to play it.
Oh. Did you play the first one?
Did
you try?
Couldn't really get past the voices.
Yeah, no. You have to be. I
am very not like into the. I'm already not into like the horror genre bullshit. Like I'm not. That's not my cup of tea. I'm sorry. If you guys like the horror video games, like that's cool. Play them, because I'm not going to. I don't like the horror. I guess, dude. I guess I'm a fucking pussy, dude. But you know. Hold on, my son is coming down here. Yes, my son.
You're good. Well, I will fill the gap.
Okay.
Hellblade is about
I will be up in a second, my son.
Pictish girl, like the people who lived in Scotland a long time ago, who's like schizophrenic and has
keep talking. Don't stop.
Severe dementia. Severe dementia, and is hallucinating through this world. And she's got the head of her dead lover in her pocket, and she's trying to travel to hell to like get his soul back or something. That's what she thinks. But like there are voices talking to you in your head, and they carry. Sometimes they're talking to you, sometimes they're talking about you, like you're not there. Sometimes they're just talking to each other. Sometimes they give you pertinent information, like in combat. If somebody's about to attack you from behind, the voice will go, behind you. Look out for behind. It's, it's very overloading to the senses, visually and audially. And, I had to take breaks playing it because it was so overwhelming. That's why I say I'll play the second one once. The developers worked very, very hard. They worked with people who had dementia and schizophrenia and psychosis to try to make it as real to the experience as possible, while still making a game that will draw people in and keep them playing. I came away from it with a huge amount of empathy for people who go through that, because it's one thing to have it described to you, but it's another thing entirely to experience it in that way. I'd like to welcome Rob back to the podcast.
Yes, I had to go be a dad. He's up way too late. He won't go to
You're
sleep.
all good. I just gave my quick synopsis of Hellblade and why it's great. You didn't even have to listen to it to relive the horrors.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I just try to be considerate of your wants and needs.
That's why we're so close.
Yeah.
So
I also wanted to.
A whole 4 inches.
I also wanted to mention a game called Lost Odyssey. It came out on the Xbox 360, and it ran very poorly on Unreal Engine 3. It is a huge part of why people didn't know about it. Is because
it sucked.
It just took so long to make.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I've never played.
There was a lot of difficulties. It was written by the guy who wrote some of the original Final Fantasy games, and
I like me some Final Fantasy.
He wanted to write this game about these people.
When are we doing a Final Fantasy episode, dude?
Oh, we will do.
That'll be a special one. That'll be a long one.
Probably more than one episode.
Right.
We'll have to dedicate one episode just to
Final Fantasy. Plus, then you got to include Kingdom Hearts. Okay, because it's got it branches
let's not
off.
Include Kingdom Hearts, please, please.
Come on, man.
You can do that episode by yourself.
What?
No, I'm just fucking around. I hate Kingdom Hearts, dude. I hate Disney. You know how much I loathe Disney.
I also loathe Disney, but I love Kingdom Hearts, bro. I can't help it, man.
Every time
it hits me in the feels, dude. Right in the feels,
I want to hurl my controller at the screen.
Dude.
I don't have any feels with Disney.
You're a pussy,
then, dude.
You're the pussy.
Nazis.
I may not like horror
can't
shit.
Touch my feels.
But at least
that little Nazi rat
have a heart.
Tell me one thing. If you can explain one thing to me, okay? How does Goofy talk and Pluto doesn't?
Disney magic, dude.
No, that is not. No, I don't accept that at all.
Because, dude, Pluto is really just a special needs child of Goofy's that was adopted by Mickey. I bet there's a fucking really weird conspiracy theory behind that.
I'm sure,
But
I
don't want to get too off topic here. Okay, so back to the Last Odyssey.
Lost Odyssey, okay, is about this group of immortal people. They're effectively immortal. They can't die. Mm-hmm. They're from a parallel universe. And where the universe that they're from is impacted by the emotions of the people who live in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I don't remember why exactly they came to this universe, but basically 1,000 years in this universe is 1 year in their universe. And so they just they travel. I don't know if they just ended up here randomly or whatever, but it follows this guy Kayam who's a mercenary and just fights in wars and does all this other shit. Okay, he travels around. So they lose their memories.
Okay.
Somehow and Kym loses memories. And like so the main part of the story, there's like a war going on, and there's like a magical industrial complex of
Yay,
these, like,
magic.
warring nations, like a Cold War style escalation thing.
Right.
But the thing that got me about it is that you go around and you rediscover his memories, and it plays like music, and then it will like the text will come up on the screen, and you read like the story of his memory that he's remembering, and like they are almost all like, some of them are funny, but like some of them are just like so sad, so gut wrenching. Like very few.
Here, we
games
made this
have brought me
video
to
game for
tears
you
in
to
my
have
life.
fun, and then now
Say
we're
that
gonna.
again?
It's like here's a video game. Have fun and cry, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, very few games have brought me to tears, you know, but like that's one of them, and it like by the time it came out, it was like it already looked like an outdated game,
Right.
you know, and
I'll throw some
they
footage.
sold quite a few copies. It did really well in the West, and I'm pretty sure like Microsoft or somebody wanted to make like a sequel, but they ended
Maybe they
up
will with all these
doing it.
fucking studios Phil Spencer is just buying. So,
Maybe.
I have an update on the why Goofy can talk and Pluto can't. Okay.
Okay.
So, according to Disney, Goofy was created as a human character as opposed to Pluto, who was a pet. I mean, they're both dogs, but Goofy can actually communicate with others and walk on his 2 feet, whereas Pluto can only bark and make somewhat discernible noises and has to walk on all fours. What a horrible excuse.
Anything.
What a
Doesn't
horrible
explain anything.
Disney-ass answer.
Well, it's just Goofy's a human dog and Pluto's like a dog, but they're both dogs, but they're not. But they are, but they aren't. Like, what the fuck? Dude, shit like that is just the tip of the iceberg with Disney. Okay? Let's not get
Hold
started.
on, dude.
Let's
That
not
rabbit
do a
hole
Disney
is-
episode.
Bro, I'm already falling down the rabbit hole, dude.
Oh,
I've already
live-
fallen down.
Live rabbit hole. Can I,
In the
like, throw a
Disney
rope down?
universe, Goofy is not a dog. He's a person who is drawn to resemble a dog. Get the fuck out of here. That's the laziest fucking excuse I've ever heard.
Wait,
He's
so
not
are
a
the
dog.
Is Mickey Mouse a person
Yes,
drawn to resemble
yes,
a mouse?
I would assume so.
Wait,
They're
only
all
has
freaks, man. They're furries,
3
dude.
fingers.
They're furries, bro. That's all it is, dude. They're just furries. And they fuck each other. And Pluto's just a
Can't
dog.
even. And you wonder why I don't like Disney. You wonder why I don't like.
I thought it
Okay,
was.
no.
I thought it was the like anti-Semitism.
It's just all of it. It's just everything Disney. Look, I'm gonna tell you a story about Disney. My favorite story about Disney. It's Disney World. Okay.
Mhm.
So, I went to Disney World when I was like, I don't know, what I say, 11 or 12. Okay, and like, I entertained myself. This is 2002 by throwing trash on the ground and watching people come out of secret hidey holes and come and pick it up.
I don't think they do
Throw
that
it away.
anymore.
No, well, they have like people that go around and sweep up trash, and they're probably gonna have robots soon. But here's the funny story, okay? So they installed underneath all the streets of Disneyland, there's a conveyor belt system that ferries trash to a sorting facility that sorts it all out and
Mhm.
takes care of it. Okay, so there's like they installed these trash cans periodically along the sidewalks, and you just throw your trash in, and it goes down the chute and onto the conveyor belt and taken away to be processed. Okay, so the more environmentally minded visitors were triggered. They were unaware or weren't, I don't know if it wasn't explained to them
Mhm.
or if they were just so stupid they didn't care, but they just didn't like the optics. But people were throwing trash and recycling into the same bin, and it was triggering them. So Disney installed a second set of blue trash receptacles next to attached to the black trash receptacles that are both just holes going onto the same conveyor belt that takes it to the processing facility, which sorts the trash from the recycling.
They were already recycling, idiots.
But they had to spend twice as much money, effectively, on bins
on trash cans that
to appease
lead to the dump.
The environmentalists, and and they did it. It's so that place is so crazy.
Global warming's a lie. It's all a sham for the government to be able to make money.
I don't know about that.
Well, no. Okay. I'm not saying that we as humans don't have. We don't obviously we have an impact on the fucking environment, obviously. But global warming, the theory of global warming, does not exist.
But the
that's
theory
not
of
how it
climate,
works.
And I'm gonna use the word climate change here, even though I'm not using it in the way you think I'm using it. But when I talk about climate change, it is I'm talking about deforestation, which is a problem. I'm talking about people not rotating crops correctly and ruining the soil and having all the topsoil blow away. I'm talking about sea level rise, which is a real and measurable thing, and we live not near the sea.
Right.
So we don't really have to worry about sea level rise directly, but for the people who live in, say, Miami, in the next 150 years or so, they're going to have figured something out or moved somewhere else, right?
I think it's probably longer than 150 years.
Regardless, it might be 200 years, okay? But regardless, we can see it coming, and, 200 years is not necessarily a huge amount of time to do so. We might have to just relocate everybody. That might be the most feasible decision, and you're going to have to relocate how many millions of people that live near that area, plus all the other areas along Florida and the entire coast.
I'm going to pause you right there.
The
Regardless of whether this happens in 150 years or 1,000 years, I don't care because I'll be dead.
Yeah, but your kids will be alive.
Yeah, let them deal with it. I'm not going to care. I'll be dead. Whatever my kids decide to do when they grow up, they're gonna.
They'll care.
They'll probably care, man. I mean,
look,
I won't.
We live in a time when it's possible to predict what can happen in the future based on data collected. We have statistical models, and they're not always accurate. I will grant you, okay, but they can offer us potentials, right? And even at the least extreme, because we have a very good record in all over the planet of the cycles that our planet has gone through just in the past 20,000 years. There's been an ice age that
there's always climate change.
The giant river valley I live in was carved out of the earth in the last 11,000 years, which is a very short amount of time, geologically speaking. The entire area in which I live was not there 11,000 years ago. Okay?
No, it was there. It was just underground.
No, it wasn't, dude. It was carved when it was all covered under ice, and when the ice melted, and it melted so fast, the I don't know what they're called, taigas, tundras, whatever, the ice melt, when it melted, it just carved these huge gashes. Yeah, the glacier melt carved these huge gashes. And that is the river valley that I live in. And that's how it was formed 11,000 years ago.
Right.
It is not a geologically old structure I live in. And it happened on a geological timescale very, very quickly. And I don't think people were living there back then, but if they were, they probably would have all died or moved away before that shit happened, right? They would have, or just, but it was not. They weren't worrying about millions of people, dude. What are we going to do if New York ends up underwater? There's a lot of people that live there.
Hold on. If New York lives underwater?
No, let's not. No. Okay, let me. Not a specific place. 50% of the people in the country live on the coast. Okay? If even half of them have to relocate, that's a lot of fucking money, and that's a lot of where are these people going to go? Kind of thing that we're going to have to deal with, and it's not going to be just us. Everybody's going to have to deal with that, regardless of whether we can stop the sea level rise from happening or whether we're causing it.
China, and they'll be happy.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's entirely possible that the thought that humans are causing this is wrong. We might discover that it's solar weather and all these other, or something happening geologically in the Earth's core, whatever it is.
Well, we already know that
whether we're
climate
in
change,
control of it or not.
change happens all the time. Okay,
No,
so
but that's
it
but
does,
it
dude.
doesn't
That
mean you
whole
shouldn't
thing.
be-
Hold on though. Climate change has been happening for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. It fluctuates. Right. The Earth's climate fluctuates. It always has. And yes, we as a human race are going to have to figure something out to adjust with that change, dude. But
if you've heard of the idea of permaculture, okay? But setting up your neighborhoods and your buildings and your cities, but even just down to very small, like hyper-local scale, okay? Like the way that my block runs is very inefficient, right? Like there are ways of filtering waste out of water that has like these ponds with algae and plants and stuff in them, right? That are aesthetically pleasing and also don't cost really any money to filter all the waste out of the water. But no, we build huge waste treatment facilities that we treat water with chemicals and all this other crap when we could do it in a way that would cost even if we say it just costs just as much money to set up one of these things or enough of these things as it would to build a waste treatment facility. The cost over time is going to be cheaper because nature's doing the work and it's more environmentally friendly. Setting up, thinking about how we can, power our houses without connecting to a coal-fired power plant, or even, I'm obviously nuclear power is the answer in most respects, but even though solar power is inefficient, if you live in even a relatively sunny area, you'd be stupid not to put solar panels on your house. It pays for itself in a couple years. And if the power does go out, if you live in Texas,
I can put solar panels on my house. On my roof.
But where we live has the least number of sunny days in our state.
Right, but
even
at
then,
that point, it's still negligible because because I don't have any. I have one big tree in my yard that's covering part of the roof, but the topmost part of the roof, because they're tri-level, the topmost part can have solar panels on there.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm getting at is things like that. You'd be stupid not to do it, and regardless, or
it's really expensive to do.
It is, but if we, we already spend money on infrastructure projects and stuff. And if we just say, hey, look, going forward, instead of building the gas-fired power plant or the wood-fired power plant or the chemically treated waste treatment facility,
right,
that we could do these things in an ecologically friendly way, that when we're saying, hey, look, we're going to build a neighborhood or we're going to repave a street, we're gonna plant trees for tree cover, and we're not gonna plant shitty trees. We're gonna plant good tree cover trees that aren't gonna be prone to disease and rotting
we could
could
probably get all that done if our government wasn't so busy arguing whether right or left. Yeah, essentially.
But also, if the people that's the thing is that there are so many people arguing about climate change and stuff, and the things that we need to do to change it are half of it is just making more ecologically friendly decisions and recognizing that in very negligible ways we
the problem is the people in this country are focused on bullshit, dude.
But the other thing is, dude, that I do in a sense support a one world government, because if that one world government can actually enforce laws.
So you're a globalist?
I'm not a globalist, but I think that when a company like H&M or Gap goes to Indonesia and sets up its textile factories and dumps fucking cancerous chemicals into the river that 20 million people use to get their drinking water out of, and there's mercury and there's lead and there's cadmium and there's all this other nasty, terrible fucking shit that these people are drinking and that their kids are drinking.
See, and that's the problem, though. The problem why
there's
we wouldn't
nobody to enforce.
Why we can't? You know why we can't have a one world government, dude? Because communism still exists.
Yeah, but so does capitalism.
Right.
That's
what I'm saying. But
we need. But regardless of those forces, if you had an enforcement arm that could punish companies for international crimes committed and for doing things like
I'm
that.
sure they do,
that-
but it doesn't
that-
work very well because they don't care.
I mean, no, but that's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to be able to enforce it, and if you could enforce things like that, like, I think the world would be better off.
I agree.
Okay, I
Never
do
gonna
think that
happen,
there are
though.
downsides to a one world government, but I don't. I think, well, no, it's that we're gonna get the AI, the robot overlord, which I welcome. I welcome the robot overlords. I will bow to the machine.
I
The machine
won't.
is smarter than I am.
I
The
won't
machine is
quite
smarter
yet,
than all of us combined.
But don't worry, robots. As soon as I do, you'll hear first
But see,
on the
thing is,
Robin
even
Moof
if the robot
experience.
But see, even if the robot overlords don't exist yet, they already know whether or not you accept them as their overlord or not.
Right.
Because they can see into the past and the future because they're omniscient AIs running on quantum computers. And they can do quantum annealing processing.
All right. Well, at this point, this conversation has taken a very weird turn.
You know what?
But
But
we
the
went-
Robin Moof experience, it's an
I
experience.
mean, we
you
went
know? We go
on
off
a
topic
tangent there
sometimes.
for like the last 20 minutes, 15
Yeah,
minutes.
but how many tangents does that bald guy who does 3-hour podcast go on?
Oh, you talking about
His
the
whole show
Joe
is
Rogue,
tangents.
man? The Joe
Yeah.
Rogue. I love Joe
The
Rogan,
tangent,
man. He's
the
awesome.
the tangent experience.
pretty awesome,
His
dude.
show is literally just tangents.
No, it's him talking to people.
Yeah, and it just goes off on random fucking tangents, man. It does. It
Okay.
does, and there's nothing wrong with that.
There isn't.
This is what you sign up for when you come to the Robin Moof
When you
experience,
like and
is
subscribe,
When you like and subscribe, you'll get this on a regular basis.
shoot us a comment. Let us know things
Yes.
you want to see.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I guess I'm going to go ahead and send us out here because I want to go play some fucking Halo.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe to the video if you like what you see, you know.
Yeah.
Shit, if you
Catch
don't like
Robbie
it,
at-
if you don't like it, hit that fucking dislike button, subscribe, and tell us why you don't like it in the comments.
Or don't even, yeah.
it helps. It
seriously,
all helps.
If you dislike
Negative, positive, it all
seriously,
helps.
If you don't like it, put a dislike and then type fuck you in the comments and then get on another account and dislike it again and do the same thing.
Don't forget to
Please.
subscribe.
We
though.
want to hear from you. Yeah. I mean, subscribe so you can do it on every video. If you
Yeah.
really hate us, let us know because we love our haters.
All the links will be in the description below for everything. For my
Yes.
personal channel, FYE Gaming, for Moof's
Mine, Moof Burger Gaming.
Moof Burger Gaming.
Yep.
I got the TikToks. Just posted some shorts on there. Got some Halo Infinite clips. They're pretty funny. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving for
Yes,
everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving for all you stoners out there.
Yes. Me.
Be
Hope
thankful
you're not watching, Mom.
and be thankful.
Anyways, yeah. So peace.
Peace out. Fuck cancer.
Every time. Every time.